Statistics show us the crime rate in Washington, D.C. is at a 30-year low. Nevertheless, Donald Trump sent his Gestapo forces out there to patrol the streets of Washington, D.C. for the next month. We've got the FBI, we've got the National Guard, we got the Park Police, we got Capitol Police out there, we got the regular beat cops, and of course, we also have the Drug Enforcement Agency. All of these groups together have, turned into the roving gangs. We also have the Drug Enforcement Agency forces out there to patrol the streets of Washington, D.C. for the next month. We've got the FBI, we've got the National Guard, we got the Park Police, we got Capitol Police out there, we got the regular beat cops, and of course, we also have the Drug Enforcement Agency. All of these groups together have, turned into the roving gangs of, dangerous people that Donald Trump said were already roving the streets of D.C., but clearly they were not. Donald Trump basically created a self-fulfilling prophecy of, you gotta watch out, the gangs walking around with guns, harassing people and threatening them. Well, now you do, because the people with the guns doing the harassing are not gangs, they're not criminals. They're the police that you put on the beat. And a viral video emerged this week showing one of these roving gangs of Donald Trump's Gestapo harassing citizens for committing the offense of smoking a cigarette on their own front porch. Take a look at this video.
How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? You got your ID on you, Chip?
No, I live right here.
Okay, cool. How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? You got your ID on you, Chip?
No, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette.
Alright.
Did y'all get a call or something about right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal search that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like
No.
Code 3, anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. Right? So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into, there's multiple agencies, there's a shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands available, all right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
These people were at their own home, doing nothing illegal. There was no probable cause. There was nothing that should have made any of those officers stop. But they did, and I think we all know why. It's not because he thought the man was smoking marijuana. If he were, trust me, you'd have known that about 4 houses down, bud. You could see it. They were on private property. They were not yelling, being loud. There was no noise violations, nothing. You walked up to them because of the color of their skin. And then you demanded that a man on his own property that was not even the suspect of a crime hand over his ID. And then when he's like, I live here, man, you kind of got all flustered. Did you catch that in the video when the guy's like, dude, I live here? And the officer's like, yeah, that's what, I don't know what to do. He said he lives there. I don't know what to do. These people are inexperienced. They don't know the law. They're going to end up killing somebody. Maybe not those specific guys in the video, but we're going to see it. It will happen. That's how crazy this is. They want people to react so that they have a reason to gun them down or chase them down or charge them with all these felonies for something that shouldn't even be a misdemeanor. They're going to create the crime to justify their own existence on those streets. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please
Kahalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and taste to the outcome doing his work, and true to sincerity in the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm going to do this lesson. All right, going into the topic you've seen in the video. All right, and Donald T has pretty much, declared martial law. All right, but he started it in a small sector, all right, of Washington, D.C., okay? But this is going to extend, all right, all across America, man. And if you can't see this, all right, you a damn fool, all right? If you can't see Donald T's intentions, all right, to take your so-called civil rights away, all right, and your liberties away, you a damn moron and a puppet, okay? Especially if you're a Negro, Latino, or a Native American, you really bugged out. You really don't know what the hell is going on. All right, is it hard to see who your enemy is now? So-called Mexicans. All right, Zebulon. Is it hard to see now? You know, for you damn YNs. All right, you about to see, man. All right, the devil is about to roll on y'all ass, man. All right, he gonna be wholly justified. All right, because you a bunch of 2/3, man. Okay, and it's gonna be the judgment of the Most High power. All right, because you Jakes, man, I know the Edomite in the video, he was saying that none of the crimes are justified and all that shit. And yeah, Esau is harassing, the hell out of Jake, you know, especially with Northern Kingdom and the ICE situation, But a lot of these YNs gonna deserve it. All right, and that judgment gonna be written for them. All right, because they are completely wild, man. They completely out of order. Okay, they gang banging. All right, everybody in a fucking gang now, man. When I was growing up, you only had a few people out of all your friends that was gang bangers, man. You know, and they weren't even really gang bangers. They just knew a damn cousin that was a gang banger. Or their older brother was a gang banger. You know, now all of a sudden everybody's in the gang. Everybody's clicked up. You know, even Jake that's in the suburbs, they got a father in their life. Because the wine is so strong now, and it's in everything, man. Every time Jake turn their head or turn the TV on or get on their phone, it's nothing but that toxic wine everywhere. All right, that Esau set up. He set up the trap. All right, he set up the gin, man. All right, for you Jakes to get caught up in. You know, you Jakes are. I mean, you cooked. Y'all love to say burnt out and cooked and all this shit, but that's you. Okay, you completely bugged out. All right, and you don't know what the hell is coming down the pipe. All right, because you too concerned with social media. All right, sports. Okay, your weed, your liquor. All right, your pills. Keisha nasty ass. Okay, so you don't see the counter coming. You don't see that counter hook coming. You know, but the minute the Lord see it, and we was telling you on the highways and byways. All right, but you didn't want to hear it, and you got more and more into your wickedness, man. I'm talking about it's like these Jakes, man, they are gone. You know, and it was all a creation of Esau, man. All right, to justify all this shit. All right, and we saw it happen, man. We saw it happen before our eyes. Brothers being in this truth. The degradation, and the degrading that happened to Jake. Just from when I first came into this truth to now. Jake is 10 times worse, man. Jake has no compassion for their brother. All right, at all, man. Jake is ready to use that gun, man. He get that switch, he ready to use it. And then back then, when I was in school and shit, and even a little bit after, Jake wasn't into guns like that. You know, Jake was not into guns like that, man. And everybody, even though being in Texas and Houston, everybody didn't have a gun like that. Now everybody got a damn gun. All these YNs got guns. They get guns easily. All right, that was done on purpose. Okay? That was done on purpose, man. Esau wanted you niggas to get with the sword. All right? So you can put each other down. Okay? But now every Jake got a switch. Every Jake got a damn AR. You know? So hey, it's gonna justify when Esau get the rolling on you niggas, man. And we know that, Southern Kingdom is a bit, more resistant than Northern Kingdom, man. Because Northern Kingdom that's here, they know they not supposed to be here. They don't really have no rights or no civil liberties. But these hard headed ass these Jakes, man, they gonna be rebelling. All right, and this, hey, it's gonna get tore up. All right, shit gonna get torn up, man. It's gonna be like the George Floyd riots on steroids. Okay, but this Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. You know, and this we might get caught up in the madness too. All right, because we know that this ain't just about you know just the 2/3 and just the YNs. All right, Esau wants to afflict Israel as a whole. All right, and wants to stump this truth out, man. You know, so the 2/3 niggas is just an extra bonus for them. All right, but we already know their primary objective is the hopeful elect, man. This is Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Okay, so scripture says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall set up a standard against him, man. All right, so we're gonna have the elect men are gonna have a standard, man. All right, set up. All right, the defense set up. All right, when this devil comes down with great wrath, man. Okay, but you people, all right, you 2/3, man. You're not gonna get no standard, man. When the enemy come in like a flood, you gonna get washed out. All right, you see how Esau coming? Esau came and fucking with Jake. Jake just sitting on the porch. All right, smoking, whatever the hell they doing. But that shit ain't considered illegal in this kingdom. You know, first thing the nigga came up, first thing he asked for when he came up was for Jake ID. All right, which the police can't ask you to identify yourself if they don't have probable cause. Okay, they can only ask for your ID if there's a suspicion of a crime committed. Okay, but Jake don't know that shit. Jake don't know what the fuck is going on. Jake don't know they so-called rights. All right, so they gonna catch up a lot of you Jakes, man, with their laws and they legalities and they bullshit. Okay, a lot of these so-called law enforcement now, man, are purely Edomite supremacists, man. Straight up. They don't give a fuck about the Constitution. They don't give a fuck about your civil liberties, nothing, man. They just want to get into some shit. And you can watch them and you can see, man. You watch these police videos, you watch these ICE videos. These people, they just want blood, man. They want to get in a tussle. They want to get into contention. They looking for the static. Okay? That's why the majority of them are fucking Edomites. You got some dumb fucking Northern Kingdom in there. Then you got the fucking token nigga. He gonna be in there going crazy, turning up. Whenever it's Jake, the fucking the raccoon buck up, you know, just to show I'm one of y'all. I'm hey blue line, what they call it? I'm with the thin blue line, you know. All right, but a lot of I believe, that's why you don't see a lot of Jake in these law enforcement agencies, man, because it's too much. And it's gonna come to it. It's just gonna be too much, to bear, to be able to stand with this government, against your people. All right, but it just goes to show that our people were a part of that government. All right, and that military in Rome. A lot of the centurions, some of the quite a few bit of the centurion with Jakes, man. All right, same thing you got here, man. You got Negroes and Latinos all in the damn military forces and police forces, man. That ain't by fucking coincidence. You know, even with the lockdown being in DC, the demographics of DC is majority black, so-called Negroes. You know, they the overwhelming majority, and guess what? Most of them hold government jobs and political jobs. You know, the median, I think it said the median income in DC was like 6 figures, man. So all them people, all them jakes that's in DC are actually doing pretty good, you know? And that goes back to Rome too. That might have to be a whole nother lesson, you know? Just going into Jake being in all these roles in Esau's society, man. But Esau, hey, with all his societies, he want all the fucking credit. All right, but who's always doing the dirty work in that society, man? Israel. Okay? So just like in Rome, you had Jake all in the government. You know, just today in the United States, the damn backbone of the damn government is you Jakes, man. You know, but you know that's why I believe Donald T started over there in D.C. That's a majority so-called black city. You know, and it's the so-called capital of America, man. You know, so you got to start at the head. Like the elder Tazapa went into, that's like the one of the first of the 10 districts of the FEMA codes. How you call it? The FEMA map or whatever it is. You know. Let me see. This Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, man. All right. So the Most High has his remnant. All right. He has the 144,000 and the 1/3, man. All right. But you 2/3. All right. You are destined for destruction here, man. All right. You destined to eat a missile. Okay. And you destined for Esau to have his damn way with you. Okay. So all you gun-toting niggas, all right, that talk big and bad, all right, you shooting Jake for chains and shit. I seen a video with Jake in Chicago. He had a chain on, talking shit on camera, and some damn YN came up to him and said, "Give up the chain, give up the chain." And Jake got out the car and got in a scuffle, and they shot and killed him. Over the damn chain. Didn't even get the damn chain. You know, didn't even get the damn chain. And then Jake a dumbass for fighting over the damn chain. The stupidity of our people, man. Jake, 42 years old, and died over a YN wanting his chain. And then you know for sure them damn YNs gonna get caught. It's just a endless circle of stupidity with you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. But this is why the Most High is turning things up. All right? Because this shit gotta end. We tired of seeing this shit, man. And we tired of living in this shit. You know? Can't go to the man, you can't go to the store now, without seeing Jake in front of the stove, begging for money, man. And I'm not talking about older Jake, I'm talking about young Jake, man. All right? And hey, these YNs, they think they entitled to your money, man. It ain't no please can I have it, you know? And once you don't want to give it to it, man, sucking their teeth. All right, so the most I say, away with you, man. This is Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Okay, so scripture say, envy thou not the oppressor, man, and choose none of his ways. Okay, and that's what you Jakes have done. You know, you envied the oppressor and you chose his ways, man. All right, that's why your households are all fucked up. The B Dub, she followed after Esau and created a feminist household. All right, got the man out the house, got the defense out the house, the protector. Okay, the leader, the disciplinarian. Yeah, she got him up out the house. Cause guess what? Not only, did she want to not have him raise the kids and discipline the kids, she didn't want to take the discipline of that man herself. Okay? Because what do you hear when you hear a lot of these women, talk about they men, the men that are current on their child support and all that shit, that they divorced or they broke up with? They say, oh, he's a great father. He's a great father. I can't take that away from him. Yeah, but you a demonic bitch, a demonic rebellious bitch, because any woman that truly understands her place and truly fears the Lord will not get rid of a man because of whatever the fuck you talking about. A man that works, all right, that takes care of your children. That's all you can fucking hope for in Babylon. You must be out of your damn mind. But these women think that they deserve something more because they got that fish hole, man. And you got a bunch of desperate, lonely men that'll do a lot for that stinking ass fish hole. You know? Delusional as all hell. All right? And Esau emboldens the B Dub because the B Dub is Eve, man. So she already rebellious. And then here you go, you got that serpent, telling her, you don't need him. I'll take care of you. We'll get you a career. We'll get you at my fucking job, being my fucking my bitch, You don't need him. You gonna work for me. Hey, and that's what happened with the B Dub. Her boss is a 99% of the time a Edomite. Okay, that's her husband. The government and her boss, those are her husband. All right, and even if she do got a man, she treat him as a lesser when she get home. Okay, because Esau pay her bills. We got to go 50-50. All right, which is just that was created by Esau to go 50-50. That was all a ploy, all right, and a plot by these elites, all right, and these bankers, all right, increased taxation on the people. Because if you got one person in the house, all right, he gonna be hey, he not gonna have to pay too many taxes when you got a wife and you got a bunch of kids, So hey, let's increase this taxation and this pinch on the people. Let's separate the households. Now we got more spaces to rent, more homes to be bought. Now we can tax more. All right, now we could, hey, all types of things, man. All right, really to your destruction. All right, from Esau to Esau's greed and your destruction. Okay, so scripture say, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, man. You YNs have chosen the ways of your oppressor, man. They clone Tyrone. All right, so now Esau is coming to delete, to backspace Tyrone. Okay, and let's see if you Jake's gonna turn up. Let's see what the hell you gonna do. All you gang banging ass niggas. Is you gonna gang bang on Esau like you gang bang on your brother? Okay? Cause Jake get that batter in his back, when it comes to a Jake that look like him. But when it come to Esau, hands up, throw the gun on the ground, you know, and straight up submit, man. But Nero is doing all right. Great work, all right, which the Most High is putting in His spirit to turn up, man. All right, we very well could be up out of this place, man. All right, pretty soon, man. Lord willing. But that's all I had. I pray this lesson was edifying and shalom.